Hi, I'm Johnny from UltimatePaperMache.com, and for the last month or so, in between gardening projects, I've been working on a pattern for my lion mask, and it finally got done. It's actually available in that one pattern. There's two different ways you can use it. Actually, three or four, actually, now that I come to think about it. You can do it like this and make a wall mask. If you have any Leos in the family, they might really like to have one of these. You can use the pattern for the mane and make a sculpted mane out of cardboard, and then I use the same technique to texture this that I use to make all the wrinkles on my elephants. I just use a really thick layer of paste. I use just one ply of paper towels and put it over that heavy paste and then kind of scrunch it together so that it makes ridges. And then in order to soften that up just a little bit, you can put a little bit more paste on top of it. It's just really easy to do, and it's really effective, especially when you use the golden acrylic glazing liquid. You guys know I use it almost every time I make anything. You mix a little bit of burnt umber acrylic paint in with it. You get a nice soft color. It kind of creates the shading on your texture if you brush it over the sculpture and then take almost all of it off with a dry paper towel. I really like the way this came out on the mane. But on my next one, when I make the mask that's wearable, the one that has the helmet mask back on it, I'm not going to use the cardboard mane. I'm going to make a soft mane out of raffia. And I have to confess that I actually intended, get that straight, I actually intended to kind of rush through it. I did rush through the painting on this one. My cat approves of it because he was the model for the colors, but I felt like I was a little bit rushed. But I intended to do that again for the helmet mask too, just so that I could show you guys what you might be able to do using the pattern and a custom-made mane of your own using a softer material. And I realized this morning that's kind of silly. Now that I think about it, it's really silly because I found my inspiration for the soft mane that I'm going to use on mine just by going out to Google and doing a search for lion mask mane or lion king mask. Either one of those will work. And you've got all those costume designers making really incredible manes on their paper mache masks, and there's so many ideas out there that we can borrow and use in our own creative ways to make our own soft manes for our masks. I'm going to use raffia because I saw a couple of masks out there that I just really fell in love with. The raffia is not fur-like at all, but it's just really long and stringy, and the ways that people are using it is really amazing. I got my fingers crossed that I'll be able to come like halfway close to some of those that I saw. I'll be making a video of that, but don't expect it to come out tomorrow because I'm not going to rush through that process. I'm going to paint it carefully. I'm going to make sure that the base coat at least is exactly the same color as the raffia, and then I'm going to paint all the rest of it with more details than I did with this one, especially around the eyes and on the muzzle, because I think it would really make it pop if I paid just a little bit more attention to the details. And then I'll try to figure out the absolute best way to use some hot glue and get the raffia table skirt that I bought to turn into a lion mane. So watch for that. It might take another week or two before that goes online. If you watch the videos for my wolf mask, you know that I used paper strips and paste on that, and it was really easy to do. It turned out really good, and I'm going to put a link to those videos down below so you can see exactly how it was done in case you want to use paper strips and paste too. For this one though, I used a slightly softened version of the classic original paper mache clay recipe that I put out online, gosh, it was probably 9 or 10 years ago. In fact, it was done exactly the same way that I used the paper mache clay over the blue Egyptian hippo. You just use a softer version of the paper mache clay and put it on really thin, paper thin, and then use your gloved hand or a tool that's been dipped in a mixture of glue and water, and that makes your hands or the tool really slick. That's the only purpose of the glue, really. It just makes it really slick, and you can slide it over that paper mache clay and smooth it off. And then once that was done, I did use a heavy-bodied gesso, partly to soften up that texture on the mane, but it also smooths the paper mache clay a little bit more, and it added a little bit of texture along the muzzle. I'll put a link to that blue hippo video down below so you can see exactly how it was done. So as you can see, you do have a lot of options with this particular pattern. I got a little carried away. One of them obviously is to create a wall mask like I did. I put all of my masks on the wall, so that's what I did first. You can also use the pattern for the back that creates a wearable helmet mask. That's definitely what I would suggest if you're going to wear the mask out for, I don't know, Halloween, to a party, in a play, because the weight of the mane is going to be a little bit too heavy to use if you just want to tie it on with a ribbon. I think that's going to make it really uncomfortable. So definitely create the helmet mask if you want to wear it. You can cover your mask with the paper strips, there we are, the paper strips and paste, like I did for the wolf, or you can use the paper mache clay, slightly softened version to cover the mask like I did for mine. You can use the pattern for the mane and create the mane out of cardboard and sculpt it any way you want. You can do it the way I did, which I think is really cool, or you could also sculpt it if you wanted to put a slightly thicker layer of paper mache clay on the mane. You can do that too. It will add a little bit of weight, remember that, but it would still work really well if you want to really get in there and sculpt it. Or you can do what I'm going to be doing on my helmet style mask. I'm going to add a soft mane. Be sure to go out and do that Google search so you can see all the different options and then just create one of your own. Or you can leave the mane off and make a lioness. You don't have to have a boy lion. Girl lions are really cool too. So that's all I have for you today. Go check out the pattern. It is on my website now at ultimatepapermache.com/lion mask. If you make one, I really do hope that you'll come back to the website and show it off. You can put a photograph in a comment, put it on under the lion mask page, or go out to the Daily Sculptors page if you want to and show it off there. If you come up with some ideas for doing manes, there's hundreds of different ways to do it. If you come up with a really cool idea, we want to see it, really. So come and share that with us out at ultimatepapermache.com. In the meantime, if you would like to know when the next video comes out, so I'll show you how my raffia mane turns out, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that. And come out and visit me, ultimatepapermache.com. I'll see you there.